Round 4 of Team Liquid's Hit the Deck is about to begin. Round 4 for me, I'm currently 3-0. This is my opponent's round 5, and they are 3-1. So should be a pretty good match, because, you know, we're both doing pretty well. Opening hand, obviously it looks light on lands. We do have a Once Upon a Time, which is nice. So hopefully that can get us there. And then we have Druid into Oko or Wicked Wolf. So yeah, we're going to keep this. And I have seen people do things like cast Once Upon a Time as soon as they can. I like waiting until I have max information. In this case, max information could be waiting until I draw my next turn. But if I Once Upon a Time into a temple, I'm going to want that. Or a goose with no other lands, I suppose. So we get 1 land, so we're definitely going to snap that off. So losing out on a little bit of information there, potentially, but I think the upside is pretty high. So yeah, and then they end of turn this when it's like they could just untap, draw their card, have more information, have a better idea of what they need. I think there's very little upside to doing that sort of thing end of turn. So they have the first mana dork, which is kind of scary. I have Paradise Druid, thankfully, so if they have Wicked Wolf, then they can't actually eat my mana dork. So Paradise Druid, her stock has gone way up. She's very, very good. But our opponent's green-black and may or may not even be playing Wicked Wolf. So. Turn 3 Spawn of Mayhem is definitely very large. If given enough time, we can Oko make food and then use Wolf to kill it. But we have 2 Wolves, and I think I'm just going to shut down a little bit of mana production here. And then maybe just try and race this spawn. Also can Oko it to just make it a 3-3 and lose the abilities. So that'll be helpful too. But definitely under a lot of pressure from the get. Ooh, double spawn. Alright, this is tough. Okay. So I can play Nissa and make a forest into a creature, which doesn't necessarily help me. It could help me just kind of go off next turn, though, which could be interesting. But, so we could Nissa, make a creature, and then they could double attack Nissa to just finish her off. They could also just Murderous Rider her and, like, go face on me. This is pretty tough. Alternatively, I could just Oko one of the spawns, but I don't even have anything to really brick wall that. I would have to trade a wolf for it, which is obviously not terrible. So, I think I'm going to play Nissa, hope that they don't have Murderous Rider, and animate a forest here. And we'll just pass, and then we can Once Upon a Time at some point maybe find Voracious Hydra or something that can actually kill one of these spawns. But I think I might be playing too passively when maybe I just need to go after these things and stop them as soon as possible. But yeah, play or draw. I mean, if I were on the play and got to Wolf their Incubation Druid, they're stuck on 3, they would have never been able to deploy these spawns. So obviously play draw mattered a ton in this game. And that's kind of just going to be a thing, you know? Alright, so opponent is just going face. I appreciate that. I'm certainly showing some weakness here. They have an Incubation Druid. They played a land on tap, so they probably have another 2-mana card. Maybe just a Once Upon a Time, but... So, Brazen Borrower is nice. That will help a lot. And we get to untap with a bunch of mana, draw a Voracious Hydra, so big pickup. 2-4, can make 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, basically. So we could go bounce, Oko, Hydra for 3. So I think we can just start... does this work? I think this works. You just play out Oko. Yeah, opponent Once Upon a Times, which is what I figured they had with their mana. In that instance, on their turn, it is possible that maybe they wanted to do this first before playing the Druid, so that if they found a better 2-mana card, they could play that instead. I'm not sure if they actually had one or not, but yeah, we can play Oko, untap this forest, get in for a decent amount of damage. I think this wolf is supposed to get in there. Maybe I messed this up. 2, 4, 5, 6. So I can bounce one, -1, kill the other one. Yeah, that's fine. So I can't Garen Brig. But that is okay, I believe. I mean, I guess I could bounce one, make a food, play a wolf, and then save the Hydra. That might be better. But then they still have Incubation Druid, which I guess I don't really care about. So yeah, let's do that. Let's make a food.
Surely you must be famished.
Go with the spawn. Pound some food. That resolves. And then we can... I guess I should have templed before all of this. Don't need another Gear Brig. We could actually let them deal themselves another point of damage, but I'm at 5, so I don't really want to do that. Yeah, so we're at 5. If they have a land, they could activate this, hit me down to 2, but that doesn't kill me, and then they die on the swing back. Questing Beast doesn't kill me. So I think we look pretty good. Maybe we didn't play this turn optimally, but... letting Nissa survive is always so dangerous. It feels bad to, like, spend your attack for 8 to kill a Nissa, but I just get to untap and go off when I'm obviously very far behind. So maybe it was right for my opponent to actually just kill the Nissa. But even before making that decision, they could have cast Once Upon a Time, see what they're working with, and then plan out, like, their next 2 turns. Yeah, good old tempo swing. Still got a Hydra in the tank, too. Hydra, 2 active Planeswalkers. We got looking good. I don't think there's anything our opponent can really do here. It's like pretty big swing on that last turn. And this is kind of why I like Simic, because you have these sicko swing turns, and also Brazen Borrower was in Brad's deck, but not a lot of other people are playing it, and I kind of like it just for that. Alright, so they're green-black big stuff, presumably. Maybe pretty similar to like what Huey and Shahar played in the first fandom, so probably a decent amount of spot removal, so Veil is maybe okay. I definitely like Mass Manipulation. Aether Gust can deal with some of the green stuff, but they also have like a lot of stuff that's just black, so this doesn't actually deal with everything. So I think I'll just kind of hedge, play 2 Veils and the 2 Mass Manips, and try and keep in everything else, being fully aware that we're just like fighting a mid-range battle here. But it's possible the Veils are just not that good. Like, I have to spend most of my turns just tapping out and everything anyway. Veil is certainly cheap, has like low opportunity cost to actually keep it open. And there are also just like a lot of turns where you have like Goose and a food, but you don't necessarily want to blow it quite yet. But that would allow you to keep open Veil. And it's a pretty big tempo swing, and you get like the card advantage and velocity from this when you actually do get to use it. So I don't know, I'll try 2. Obviously it's like worse on the draw, but I don't know what I actually want to cut. I mean, a lot of these cards seem very good. I want to keep the Mana Dorks, Borrowers to bounce their big threats. Oko and Wolf is a great package. Nissa is also really good, but like maybe again I'm going to be under pressure, so I should just shave on those. Really doesn't seem right to me though, because she's the most impactful card basically, and I think I want like all the Hydras and X spells and stuff. But like Nissa helps with the X spells, but I don't know. I'll shave the 2 Nissas for Veils. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'd be better off just having a threat. We shall see. Meanwhile, I have Brian Gottlieb open in another tab playing in the Phantom Legends Caster Cup with Bant Golos, and looks like he is on to Winners Finals, which is pretty cool. He just keeps crushing these online tournaments, which love to see. So this hand has all mana and no action, but we have a bunch of gas in our deck, so I don't mind. I don't mind keeping hands like this. Veil's a good one. We're not really presenting anything that they want to kill quite yet, but it's possible that they might just fire it off. Okay, so now we have an Oko. So things are interesting. We could just jam Oko and lose it to like a Noxious Grasp or whatever. I think I would rather just try and set up a turn where we can protect it with Veil. So I'll jam the Druid. I could sack a food to jam the other Goose, but I will just leave the food and Goose open this turn for the Veil. And it's also kind of weird to sack a food to play out the Goose when we're on like somewhat limited food supply. Turn 3 Questing Beast, obviously very strong. Can shrink it with Oko. So what if we go Oko tick up on the Beast, make it a 3/3. Opponent's just going off on their cat. I'll join them. I think that's fine though. Like, Oko being a tick up is good. Although they have Paradise Druid that can also attack it, so maybe I'm not supposed to play the Goose this turn. Yeah, I think I want the Paradise Druid back to block their Druid, actually. They're just hitting me. Always going face. Yeah, and this is a situation where if you're going to grasp this, you should maybe do it before combat, because I would have to use the Goose to veil this. But now I get to use the Druid instead, and then they just have this Druid chilling back. I mean, maybe they're going to use this for mana or whatever, but yeah, Rotting Register, that's big. That is a big card. Thankfully, we have Oko to just shut down all their stuff. And now we are going to Nissa. I think we keep the Druid back, so that means we cash in this food here. So Reggie's not going to make them discard any more cards or anything. And we'll just pass. I mean, we could attack and just like force the trade on our own terms, but now if they have a removal spell, they can maybe kill our forest and get in more damage. So maybe I should have just attacked, but like basically just giving my opponent more options, which is generally not a good thing. But if they then decide like, oh, I don't want to trade with their land, that's good for me. So okay. I mean, I don't even know why I wondered where they're attacking. Obviously, they're attacking phase. So, down to 8 again. Green-black gets the early tempo. We have 2 Planeswalkers open. Spawn of Mayhem's in there. We can obviously neuter that too. And yeah, they're just trying to get around our Planeswalkers, which probably isn't going to work, especially since we have a lot of ways to just make food and stuff. So we'll play out the Druid. Untap this forest.
Be wary of the ground.
Shrink their spawn.
I invite you to change
And
your
then
ways.
can play Goose with a mana floating. Just play Breeding Pool maybe. If I play Garenbrig, I guess I could make a food in sec. I could still do that. So yeah. Resolve that. And I think that's it. Again, could force the trade with this 3-3. But I kind of want to block and then sack the food. I guess I could attack and then sack the food. But... oh, look. They are attacking the face. Alright, so we're going to block. Make a food off this forest. No, that stupid mono tap or whatever. I'll just sack this right now. So leaving the questing beast alive because it's legendary. So if they wanted to play another one, they would have to sack the OG. Or does it lose legendary? I mean, it still says legendary on the card, which is weird. I don't know. I have no idea how anything works. Alright, get this druid out there. Untap the land I used for that.
The land shall conquer.
We have an Oko activation, so we could potentially power up a Goose or a Paradise Druid or something. I think I like just making food.
It's not poison. Trust me.
Make as much food as possible. Yeah, maybe I should have Oko'd the Druid or something to make a 3-3, trade that with the Questing Beast so I wouldn't have to trade the land. Because if we ult Nissa, then this land is going to have Indestructible, which is going to be pretty tough for them to deal with. But it's also possible the next turn we just keep making lands with Nissa. And I also don't necessarily have to block the Questing Beast because I'm at 8 and I have a bunch of food and the geese to make food, so... maybe playing a little loose. That's it. Writing's on the wall. They know that our more powerful cards took over and everything, so we move on to 4-0.